Hello and welcome to the MAC weather page for this Friday, November 30th. And as you can see, yesterday we had some more snow flying in the air. And counting the snow this morning, we now have 10.7 inches of snow so far for the month. Actually, that's 10.8 inches. And we now have 11 days with at least a trace or more of snowfall. 8 of those days we had at least 1 inch of snow on the ground. And we've had two systems that brought us 4 or more inches of snow. 4.2 and 4.0 to be exact. And look at this, already for the entire season of snow for a calendar year, we're at 26.88 inches of snow, and again, all coming so far in the month of November. So pretty tremendous start to the snowfall. And you can see our normal high now is 39, the normal low is 24. And yesterday we had a high of 29, a low of 25, and we had just a trace precipitation, about 1/10 of an inch of snow. Again, this morning, 2.5 inches of snow on the ground. And so far, again, 10.8 inches for the month and for the season. And look at, actually, November now is minus 4.5 degrees below normal per day. So very cold and very snowy November 2018. Sunrise this morning at 7:50. It'll set tonight at 5:04, giving us a pretty short day of 9 hours and 14 minutes of daylight. And you can see the breakdown of the snow as we'll track all year long. You can see some of the snowiest years we ever had. And the big thing about the 78 or 77, 78 season is this snow just didn't melt until we got into February. So we had a couple of months of a lot of snow on the ground, and we kept getting 1 or 2 or 3 inch snows. With lots of wind, and anyone who went to school back then knows that we had a whole lot of snow days in the month of the second half of January and into February. And you can see again 8 days with at least 1 inch of snow on the ground for the month. It is pretty remarkable. Graphic format showing the snow we've had. The normal snowfall for the entire month is only 3 inches, so we're 350, actually 358% of the normal now with that extra 10 that we picked up. And as far as the cold, it's going to continue. You can see the 6 to 10 day outlook continues. Much of the nation will be colder than normal. We may moderate a little bit after that. And it does look like we may have a chance to dry out a little bit as well with these cold temperatures in place. But we certainly got some active clippers maybe next week that could bring us some small amounts of snow to maybe rebuild what we may lose over the weekend. And we're going to get a lot of rain over the weekend. We'll show you that in just a moment. As far as temperatures out there this morning, mainly in the upper 20s to low 30s. The warm spot 31.7 at Jasper, the cool spot over at Lakeview at 27 degrees. And if we look at satellite view, you can see some of the light freezing drizzle and maybe some snowflakes this morning will rapidly move out of the area. And we're going to see some darn right actual sunshine maybe today. We expect that part of the day we'll see maybe even quite a bit of sunshine before the clouds move in out ahead of our next storm system. You can see on the radar some of this light snow again. It'll move off to the east and begin to really diminish here, and you can kind of see how that diminishing trend already taken place, and that'll quickly move off and will be replaced by clouds. And then I think maybe some pretty good amounts of sunshine here late this morning into the afternoon hours before our next storm system comes in. You can see some of the severe weather expected here on this Friday, again with a couple of low pressure systems that's going to be moving towards the Great Lakes, combining with this system. And again, by tomorrow morning, you can see this is a little bit colder setup than what the models have been. And so we'll start off with maybe some freezing rain and drizzle, especially in the northern portions of the MAC area, up into northern Michigan and off to the west. So that's where they'll have some significant snow and freezing rain. So we expect lots of warnings and advisories off to our west. But again, we'll see enough warmth come in that we may even see some thunderstorms as we get into tomorrow afternoon. So we'll start off with an icy mix in the morning, thunderstorms in the afternoon. And again, by the time the warm air would normally get here, it's going to get pinched off with an occluded front, so we never really get that warm. And then as the system moves off to the east, we're going to see wraparound, and I think we'll see some snow, maybe enough to coat the ground Sunday night into Monday, maybe even a couple of inches. We'll have to watch later forecasts on that. But again, we turn colder. And then I think we'll maybe see a parade of clippers beginning middle to the end of next week that'll continue our cold air right on into the following week as it looks right now. As far as precipitation over much of the area, a good solid ½ inch across all the area this weekend. This is over the next 7 days, but over the weekend, I think we'll see a good area of ½ inch to 1 inch rainfalls across the entire area. So it's going to be a very soggy weekend. And again, the heaviest snows are going to be well off to our west as we primarily see rain. Again, as you get into northern portions of the area, although we could see some sleet, freezing rain, and even some snow, especially for Saturday morning, and then as we get into Sunday night when the system begins to move off to the east. And you can see the general outlook for thunderstorms all the way up into mid-Michigan here as we go into day 3, which would actually be Saturday night into Sunday night as it looks right now. As far as the forecast goes, you can see our warming trend with temperatures getting up closer to normal in the upper 30s to low 40s. But with that, we'll have that little bit of freezing rain or snow this morning. It'll move out of the area, sunshine for the afternoon. And then again, a whole mixed amount of precipitation, primarily rain, but we may start off with a little icy mix. And then even some thunderstorms in the afternoon. The big key we're going to have to watch is some of the fog as that begins to melt the snow cover, and we have that cold air and dew points quite high, especially for Saturday night into Sunday morning. We see quite a bit of fog. And then as a cold front comes through there, that'll sweep all that out, change it over to some snow. And again, we may see some light accumulation Sunday night into Monday morning, and then some snow showers. Doesn't look like we got a storm on tap now for Tuesday and Wednesday, but something we need to keep an eye on because the setup still would suggest that something could develop. But for now, it looks like we'll kind of move that off the forecast and just keep an eye on it. And then I think we'll see more in the way of clippers as we get into the middle and end of next week, as temperatures will fall down into the 20s once we get into the middle and end of next week as well. Thanks for stopping by and have yourself a great day, a great weekend, and 73s to all.